him!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption.
I need Gundam to live so that I can continue to be entertained.
Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since
God,
the beginning?
Please, Gundam,
Based on your
please, prove us wrong.
assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Let's see.
The
contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus,
this isn't helping.
Elevator should have been facing the Grape House
this isn't helping.
If
Gundam,
so,
please don't do this
the
to me.
human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Nagito, you can just say it. You don't have to make me deal with the PTA.
Here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Did you just not assume that anyone else would go through the final dead room and figure out how you did this? That's
Gundam. Gundam, you can't just whip out your hamster that's an absolute unit and think that I'm going to believe you.
Yeah, I would love to, but alright, something's obviously wrong. That's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Oh, I thought I had to do the PTA.
That elevator
I need
was
Nagito's account.
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
There is. But I don't have the... There is a secret passageway. Oh, okay. I always forget about the frickin' flashback feature.
Damn it!
That elevator was the only means of travel. As long as that your assumption
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot...
Since I was at there's no question that
It would have been different.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to... Why don't we stop this already?
Me? I'm confused because there's no bullet for what I need. Also, me has the power to make a bullet of my own and always forgets to use it.
That's a mood.
That elevator was the only means of travel between...
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist!
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
You know, other than you, Gundam. Nagito, can you be helpful, please?
You're the only one!
You're not the only one. I'm just saying.
One of the
Nagito?
ones.
You should know. What are you talking
You
about?
know what I'm talking about.
I hate Nagito. Nagito, I love you, but I swear to
play
God,
dumb.
I swear to God.
You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? 'Cause I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up.
You had the choice to open your mouth. You
you're
had
right.
the choice and you chose
There's a
not
door
to.
on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is on the 3rd floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final
Yeah,
dead
no.
room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses.
And we know they
as much
cleared the
as they
final
wanted.
dead room because they knew about all the secrets.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Uh-huh.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the
We
final
know that's
dead
not
room?
true because they knew about the elevator being. They knew about the secret. They had to have gone through the final dead
They
room.
didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
Shut up, Gundam.
If you value
I
your
love you.
life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say?
Hajime is not
Don't
impressed.
make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Why were you turned into a big green rage monster?
I know, right? I'm like, uh-huh.
I don't know how any of these help.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole.
Hello?
However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion.
How am I supposed to hit some of
Shall I
these?
feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
How am I supposed to hit some of those?
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Okay, apparently. Okay, well, I hit most of them that time. Apparently, I can slice in multiple directions at once, which is
Oh.
also new to me. Okay. Whew, okay, I can figure this out. Okay.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I'm hitting most of them. I can't hit every one of
If
them.
the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Jesus.
Nice.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
I don't know which sword I need to
Know the
use.
limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to
What?
drown in the maelstrom of, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning.
What is the proof
You
that.
say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Sorry. No, don't make it.
Even if the turbid box doesn't
I'm gonna quit.
travel through
I'm kidding,
multiple
I'm not gonna quit.
planes. If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom,
Allow me to cut through those words!
I forgot that the fucking wire came from there.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon.
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
I don't.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But
You're
there's
not
no
gonna make me do
reason
that?
to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now. Hey, what do you... First of all, by messing with all the plots in
Nagito's
the
like,
building,
I'll do the closing
Gundam
argument.
tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that,
Doesn't mean I don't have to do a
Nekomaru
panic
wasn't
talk
able to go
action.
to Grape Tower.
Fantastic.
So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Don't be mean to Chiaki.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he
Nagito?
could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button,
I don't
he
have
rendered
control.
Nekomaru powerless without fighting.
I'm like, Nagito?
He took control of the computer for a second. I couldn't click through that. He's like, I got it.
Hold on. You, what did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Yeah, don't mess with him.
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
Please enlighten us, honey.
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
Me too, Gundam.
It appears I cannot finish just yet.
I said that too.
Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish
That's
just
deep.
yet. I cannot finish!
This is what I said the last time I was. Never mind.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions.
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button.
Maybe you shattered it with the hammer.
However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one
Maybe he pressed it
situation.
himself.
Maybe he sent a hamster.
He toss a hamster at Nekomaru? That or he pressed it himself. Because, I mean, if he knows he's supposed to be at Grape Tower and he's just unconscious waiting for everyone else to arrive, then the tower would have been able to open if he was in goodnight mode. I don't know. It's definitely one of those options, probably.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion.
You want to give us a different suspect, Gundam?
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least
Him.
surpass your own
Sonya doesn't like
human
Kazuichi. I think it's him.
limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you two
that
tips
good
for
song
making
lyrics.
someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those
I'm
yet.
persuaded. Guess you really don't want to admit it.
You
Just
know,
as you requested. I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh, I do have to do a PTA, dang it.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
You know, I'm sold.
Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied!
I activated Fever Time.
I won't let you!
Nice.
This is a mistake.
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
I got a 40 combo.
Crushed as David prophesied!
Because I can't miss.
For the Tanaka Empire!
Oh.
It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really
for
think I can get
Dark
behind you so
Dark.
easily?
Oh, it's the! I didn't see the. I just went
For
for
the
Dark
Tanaka
Davis.
Empire!
Crap.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's
The
Nekomaru's
for
back.
Dark
Do you
Davis.
really think I can get
This is the end.
I didn't see the. So I was
Wait, I
like,
hate
Dark
that I was
Davis.
actually. Wait, I hate that I was right.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru,
I love that.
you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
Trained hamsters.
As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Imagine he brought kittens to the island instead.
Are you seriously saying
Yes.
he used his hamsters to press
Listen.
the button on the back of
Fuyuhiko, that's what I said. Are you
neck?
saying it's wrong?
Gundam's a
You're saying I'm
vegetarian,
wrong?
right?
Well, for a normal,
There's no way
I
he's
think
not.
so.
There's
but
no
it would
way
have been
he's not.
possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with
I
our
feel like
very
it
own
probably
eyes,
is.
right?
He would go to a slaughterhouse and just like kidnap the chickens and like lead them to in a victory march as they escaped.
I know. He'd be like, go, my feathered fiends.
Exactly. This is canon. Press the button. Oh, yeah, they know how to press buttons. Forgot about that.
So he'd just be like, go,
I love
my
how all
child.
your theories this episode so far have pretty much been right. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. And then I get proven wrong. And I'm like, damn, I really should stop second guessing you.
The worst part is I'm sitting here and I'm throwing these theories out, and I'm like, I hope they're wrong, and then they're not, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it,
Why am I
after
Nagito?
Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from
I
the
thought
baton
that.
wagon,
That's why I
right?
said it. That's why you said what I did.
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of
I
his
wish
neck.
we still had Zarya and we could do a cosplay
How
of
about
Gundam.
No.
Gundam.
I miss her.
Zarya never would have, like, allowed it.
She would have been like, I'll kill you. I'll stab you in your
Oh, yeah,
neck.
no. I would lose a finger.
I know. She'd just chew it
Not
off in the
just
middle of it.
myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are.
Calls them his subordinates.
I have no recourse but to admit it.
No.
Admit it?
I don't want
Did
you
you
to
say-
admit it.
You admit it?
It appears
Why am I about
I've
to cry?
obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
Bro, can I go with you?
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere.
Are you saying that you want us to win? You want us to win for you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Now,
Gundam.
trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
Stop!
Pull
okay.
the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
I choose to
don't
believe he
want
did it
to.
just to save our lives. I choose to believe that he only did it because we were all starving to death.
I'm sad.
The hamster pressed it. Fuyuhiko can't sleep. Mekamaru wakes up. What to now? Nothing. That's where they set it to go off at 7:30. Oh, little hamster! Sorry.
You have to press the button.
Hamster press. Look at him, he's so cute. I love how even the hamsters grayed out, like the killer.
I know.
Even
I
though
love that.
he doesn't have gray hamsters, right? He has like a white
no.
and orange. Yeah, I don't think he has a gray hamster.
He
So they
does
they
not.
just grayed him out, just like the killer. I love that. Dun, dun, dun. Fake weapon. Oh, you look like you're doing all right.
Oh, the contact elevator is further.
No?
Oh, what?
They just the way that I do not understand. Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I guess. What time if we go see it tomorrow? Is that everything over here? Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, it is.
Love that march.
I like the dramatic standing with the hamsters. Oh.
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime.
All right.
First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m.
He was right. Every element of this plan was super risky, and he figured like if anything went wrong, he could probably just like, you know, like pretend nothing happened. But it turns out,
Yeah.
something did happen that messed up his plan. But it was after it was too late to just pretend nothing
Turn back.
happened. Yeah.
After
Real risky
finishing their
plan.
preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with
It's
the
all 'cause of
necessary tools in
Fuyuhiko.
hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can
Damn.
enter once you clear the final dip. This means the killer discovered
I like the
secret
razzle
of the
dazzle
funhouse
he's doing with
faster
the
than
leg.
anybody
Yeah.
else.
We love that.
That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason.
March.
There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him
Listen, if
immobile.
I have to die via hamster, then I will
From
accept that
there,
death.
the killer began
I know,
preparing
right?
to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob.
What's funny is there's
After
two
leaving
doorknobs.
Strawberry
If he
Tower,
picked the other
killer
doorknob,
then
he wouldn't have
destroyed
been
the door
messed up.
button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru.
You got that right.
Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House.
Goose.
After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30.
Look at Fuyuhiko.
He's like, please, I am just a small man holding a large
vibrating.
In
clock.
front of Fuyuhiko with the others.
The clock is vibrating my intestines.
When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor.
F.
He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That's someone
Which means he
is
probably
Gundam
knew it was
Tanaka.
gonna fail all along.
I can't think of anyone else but
tried
you.
to survive it anyway. The moment like Fuyuhiko was in the lounge, he was like, ah, I'm screwed.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere
He's
human,
like, I applaud
did
you,
quite
Hajime.
well.
You might not have a talent, but you have my heart. Sorry.
Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
You don't have to. He's gonna get executed.
I cannot believe it.
You know what?
I just cannot believe you killed Nekomaru. I cannot believe
You're
something
breaking
like
her
that.
heart, Anakin.
You don't wish to forget me. Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka!
He's putting on a face.
My beloved, deadly foe!
He's like he's doing what like Celeste did, with pretending where they're like not scared. He's being like, go ahead, whatever, it's over. Doesn't matter. Celeste's was more like muted, like, oh, I'm not scared, and like the only thing that gave her away was like her smile was shaky or whatever. Where in Gundam is just like, well, go ahead. He looks like it's over, mortals, but he's like, I mean, who wouldn't be terrified? I need to spend my coins! Dear God. I have so many coins. Am I ever gonna get free time in my life again?
All that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you
Malcolm's
and
like, this is
cast your
boring.
vote.
What if I don't want to pull the lever?
Can I vote for,
make the
for
right
myself?
Please pull
I'm gonna pull it. Pull it,
Naito.
Taka.
Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Me, bitch.
Me.
I'm voting for myself. I'm sus.
I'm voting for me.
You know Taka voted for himself because he refused to vote for Mondo, right?
I hope that Sony did the same thing.
Probably. Even if they don't bring attention to it, I choose to believe that's what happened.
I know.
All rise.
Sonya's like, kill me.
Ugh, it'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right. The one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yay, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial's finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Oh, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to the one who is lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing.
Correct.
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
He gave up?
What do you mean? Explain!
Oh no. I think I get it.
I'm glad you do, because I don't.
I think that he realized what was going on and gave up because he knew that if he died, everyone else would live.
Fine then! I shall reveal it all!
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. Subtle killing intent. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back on me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try and kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Never say that, because that happened in the first trial in the first game, and we figured that out.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru need I. Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire.
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends.
I think they both were struck with the realization that it didn't matter which one of them walked out, because everyone else would be fine. Even if it's the only thing I can tell from there. They were like both being like, oh yeah, I kill you because you're an annoyance, blah blah blah. I'm gonna give it everything I've got. I'm like, I think they both knew why they were there. You know what I mean?
Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. That's...
Let me tell you.
Listen, I know you killed, but I respect that.
Yeah.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us just to wait until we starve to death?
I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well!
That is what it means to live.
Are you saying we should have eaten you? Okay, now I'm lost. I thought I understood what was happening.
I know,
I feel like this is a metaphor. I shouldn't read too much into it.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. He killed Nekomaru because he needed to feed everyone. Okay. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If a world were considered justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being.
Bro, since this is your first Black and this is the first time you've had to do their dying speech.
I know.
I'm very you have to be like emotional. You gotta like put your all into this voice acting because it's the last time you'll voice act them.
F. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that just to try and justify what you did?
But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. You didn't call them fiends.
Oh, I'll be a
Aw.
fiend.
I'll be a fiend for you, Gundam. It's okay.
Gundam's fiends. That's the game.
I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall, my tears.
But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Translation: I'm okay with being the bad guy because you all get to live.
I'm
He
upset.
did it for his friends.
I'm upsetty, Gundam Goddess
Which is
spaghetti.
even it wasn't this. I guess it wasn't a suicide, but it is for the same reason Sakura did what she did. Sakura committed suicide so that everyone else would live.
That belief is why you committed your crime.
You.
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
You had to.
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
How are you not injured?
Well, you know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that. Well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundam, don't tell me. You didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you?
I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka!
You won't admit it.
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka,
He's not gonna
history's
admit
greatest monster. And greatest friend.
Oh, she did
My
it for
cursing
Sonya!
No! Like... It's okay, okay. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
I
Please
love
call us
that he
fiends
over
again.
accessorizes. I love his earring and his rings. Man knows
I
how to
know.
accessorize.
Please call us fiends again, I'm begging you.
He, they, Gundam.
Yes.
Stan.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. Gundam, I can't read. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible.
Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that.
Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. This isn't fun for you. It's not.
He's putting on a face. Of course he is.
Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes,
Gundam, I'm going
indeed.
to start sobbing.
Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait.
Sonya, will you take care of his
Hold on.
hamsters for him?
Please wait. This is just too much.
You need a cosplay, Sonya, never mind.
I want to start crying and say
You would make
character for her. I got you.
Yeah, you would make such a cute Sonya. Like, no cap. Don't cry.
I'm so upset. Please, Monokuma. Please help Gundam.
Huh?
Cause we need that right now. Miss Sonia,
I beg of you.
please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself.
It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
No!
Monokuma, you were just an asshole.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously!
Listen, I can't handle what just happened.
That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until
You're
the
not
very
evil.
end!
You did this for us.
Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
You're going to heaven, bitch boy. Don't even argue.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
The fact that I can tell you're crying real tears right now.
I hope you know I'm trying to not, like, sound so disgusting.
You pulled the hamsters out and I just watched your face go. I was like, oh, there she goes. I honestly wish they could see. They just, oh my god. They just, like, buried their hands, like, in their face and just, It's okay. I love you.
These hamsters!
I'm not gonna watch this. I don't wanna watch this. I don't want this.
No, Monokuma!
I'm laughing a little bit. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
You got a lot of time to write all this stuff down. Well, I hope that wasn't to protect you, because it did not work. Was it to protect your hamsters? He's going to heaven! I knew it! Yeah! Good. He's like confused. He's like, wait a minute, this is hell. Go hang out with your animal friends. Oh, the Devas. Lion King moment.
Remember who you are, Simba!
Sorry, I didn't expect the.
I can't do this right now.
I didn't expect the wheezing Lion King quote. Sorry, that kind of made me laugh.
I'm laughing, but I'm so sad. I feel like it's accurate that I'm crying, cause she is. It's alright, Sonia, we're in this together, girl! Oh my god. No!
You are Sonia. You're like, I'm a Sonia Kinney. This settles it. This settles it.
Who gets the hamster?
I really just want Fuyuhiko to say something out of pocket, like, stop crying like a bitch. Can we go now? He's not that
He
kind of
just
guy.
looks at Sonia. Sonia, he's like, first time.
Especially because Sonia's taller than him, so he has to look up. He's like,
Oh my
quit
god.
crying. I've been through this before. You'll live. Just don't cut your stomach
He's like,
open
I'm
like I did.
sorry. He's like, I'm sorry. I literally lost an eye. when the person that I loved got killed in their execution and you're crying because he's dead. I'm sorry. Did you lose an eye?
Yeah, I think we both, during this trial, lost one of the more painful voices to do. Because, like, you lost Gundam and I lost Nekomaru, and Nekomaru was definitely my hardest one.
I will say, Gundam
You had a
was
good
one
voice,
of my
though.
harder voices.
It was good,
Gundam
though.
was
It was a
one
good
of my
impression.
harder, but like, I'm gonna miss him.
I know, I'm gonna miss him. He was one of the good ones. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests.
Oh, yeah.
Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that. I really wish Nagito would admit whatever he found out. Because whatever he found out, I mean, I guess he beat it at a higher difficulty than Gundam did, but it's possible Gundam knew as well.
Possibly. That execution took something from me.
That hurt. Listen,
That
it was the
caused
animal
me-
heaven. The animal heaven kind of hurt.
The animal heaven and him doing the protection circle for his hamsters and then just looking.
I can't do this.
I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spent so much time worried about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this.
They saved our lives. Like,
I
let's
know.
not discount what they did. It could have ended up.
know.
It could have been that Nekomaru killed Gundam. You know, it could have been the other way around. They chose to fight to save our lives at the end of the day, and we kind of just have to honor that.
I'm just gonna say that I feel like if Nekomaru killed Gundam, I really feel like Sonya would have just snapped and been like, I'll kill you with my bare hands.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't care if you're a
Sonya would have
robot."
been the pissed off one instead of Akane.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
You're all full of shit. Every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me.
Now Nekomaru's not here, so now you have to be the one to talk about shit all the time.
Worst.
Damn it. Why am I so weak?
Oh. It's such a downer. Clearly. But still. Even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
Okay, sound off. How many voices do we still have? I have Hajime, Nagito, Fuyuhiko, Monokuma. Is that it?
I have Akane, Chiaki, Sonya,
Kazuichi,
Kazuichi,
and Monami.
Monami.
Alright, you have 5, I have 4. That's pretty even. That's pretty even. As even as you can get with an odd number.